Hey guys, it's Glukes. This video is about how I killed the last boss of the Green Fire Quest. I'll start off with saying that he does have a lot of health, but I don't think that's the most difficult part of this fight. I think it would be more about the mechanics that you need to worry about. But, either way, the quicker you kill it, the easier it is, so bring some flasks and potions to help down him a little bit quicker. I'll start off with talents. I'd recommend Grimoire as Sacrifice just because you don't actually really get to use a pet in this fight because you have to enslave the Pit Lord that comes out and use him, so just get Grimoire Sacrifice for that extra DPS increase. For glyphs, I'd recommend Glyph of Enslaved Demon. It decreases the cast time of it by 50%. I'd really recommend that because you do cast that a couple times in this fight and it just helps things go a little smoother. I'd also recommend Glyph of Hellstone just for that extra healing. So you'll notice I have a portal set up. I'll show you where that goes once the video starts. Basically what that's designed for is to line of sight the boss when he casts Chaos Bolt, because that ability will one hit you. So you want to make sure that you're not in his line of sight for that. There is a 7-minute Berserk timer on this fight, so that's something to keep in mind, but really the hardest part about this fight is the mechanics. But that also does depend on your gear. I was about 515 eye level, I believe, when I did this, so it was somewhat difficult. It took me about an hour, but I think anyone could do it once they get a little bit of practice and just take some time to learn all the abilities. A little trick I learned about this fight is that you can actually interrupt the first Chaos Bolt with your charge and not worry about being killed by an ability called Cataclysm. And that's because for some reason Blizzard made it that the first Cataclysm gets cancelled no matter what. You'll see that happen right there. I did not interrupt that Cataclysm, and every time I did this fight that just happened. You'll notice that I just got that debuff applied, the 7-minute one. That is the Berserk timer. So you do have a lot of time. I've already got him down to, I don't know, 80% health, maybe 75. So DPS really isn't the problem in this fight. The ability I just used there for my pet, I don't know if you noticed me clicking it, but basically what it does is it removes all debuffs but the Berserk timer. It's really important to do that because when those debuffs start like ticking on you, they do a lot of damage. One of the reasons why I'd also recommend Destruction for this fight is because you can just get so many burning embers from all the imps and stuff that come out that you can just pummel Chaos Bolts into the boss and really get that DPS going. So that's how you line of sight the Chaos Bolt right there. Just click on the portal right before it's done. This is the first Cataclysm that I actually had to interrupt. If you feel comfortable, you could actually use Doomguard at the start of the fight, but I wouldn't do it on your first couple attempts because it's most likely that you're not going to one-shot this, so you don't want to waste that 10-minute cooldown, and it doesn't reset when you die. So for the Fell Hunters, you want to ensure that your Pit Lord is as far away as possible, and that's because these guys actually devour your enslaved demon, so you want to have like as long as possible for him to walk over to you to start attacking you before he starts like doing damage, and he hits really hard, so you want to have him like just as far away as possible. And to do that, you hit Control 3. In case you didn't know, you can just manually move your pet. I'm actually pretty low health here, so I think I cast some Mortal Coils or something. Get my health back up. Alright, interrupt Cataclysm again. I do have a lot of debuffs on me. In hindsight, I probably should have removed those, but, you know, whatever. Alright, the last demon that he brings out is the Doom Lord. It's pretty much the same thing as the Doomguard, hits really hard. It's the easiest, like, demon that he summons to control, though, because all you have to do is send your pet to attack him, take your portal, and that removes all threat from him. So for the rest of the fight, he's going to be attacking your Pit Lord, and there's no way in hell that he's going to kill that. Always make sure you interrupt Cataclysm. Probably the most important mechanic to watch out for, but it's really easy to notice because it makes the ground go all green. So just make sure you interrupt that because it will one-shot you. For the last part, depending on what your spec is and what your DPS is on this fight, for me, I just started putting down some Rain of Fires and started spamming Shadowburn into the boss, and he just dropped at the end. I think I'm a little bit more geared than the average person was when they actually did this quest, as I am very behind. I did this very late, so if you're doing it on an ult, or maybe just not as geared, it might take a little bit longer, but other than that, it was a pretty good quest. Alright, so that's it for this. Hopefully you learned something from this and you get the green fire. Looks pretty cool, especially as destruction. No complaints about that. And thank you very much for watching my video. If you have any questions, just leave a comment and I will do my best to answer it. Alright, take it easy.